Hi, in this video I'm gonna share with you how I make the leaves that I use for this particular centerpiece flower. So I have here 12 by 12. As I said earlier in the earlier video, you can use the 8.5 by 11, and we don't really need the entire 8.5 by 11, so the smaller you can get, the better. So what I have here, I just cut this thing in half, and what I'm gonna do, is to remove this excess and then just trim it. I love this one. It really makes my life easier. So we can, because I tried sneaking this in, I couldn't. So now I can. And what I'm trying to do right now is really to just, look for the center. You can just cut it anyway, but I'm just showing you another option of how you can do it. I got this one from Michael's, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. You can just cut it easily in half, no problem. So what I'm just doing right now is just cutting it in half. Finish. And now let's start to build our leaves. So I'm just cutting it in half. Like so. And we are going to cut a leaf shape. And one thing I want to point out, when you get at the tip, make sure that you would leave something skinny like this, and I will share it to you later why. So actually you can leave it this way, but we can also make a more realistic rose leaf by cutting some edges like this. So you can choose to make 1 or 2 leaves. So it's all about personal preference. So this is my large leaves. See? Right now I'm still not happy because it still looks flat to me, but we'll fix it later. Let's do this other half because I want 2 leaves, but I want 1 larger and 1 smaller. So I had a larger leaf already. What we're gonna do right now is to make a smaller version of it. And it doesn't need to be perfect, because if you notice, the flower leaves isn't really perfect. The more imperfect it is, the more realistic it looks. So again, this is my tip, and this is my tip, and this is like my base. So again, I still wanted to have that texture at the edge of the leaves. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing. And make sure while you're doing this, you keep your hot glue ready, because we will need it afterward. Like so. And this one. So let's clean this. And we have our 2 leaves here. So 1 small and 1 large. So what are we going to do is to create a nice texture on it by, you know, putting, you can use actually a ruler, like a metal ruler, and you can use it like this and have like a butter knife. If you don't have this kind of tools, you can use the butter knife and just, you know, start to create a line so that when you fold it, you know, it has a cleaner fold in it. So what I'm just trying to do here is to create like lines just like leaves. And it's not gonna be perfect, but it's okay. It doesn't have to. What we are trying to do here is just to create, you know, a simple line that will determine where is our next fold gonna be. And if you have the line before folding it, the fold looks much cleaner. So actually it has already started showing like a texture, but let's define it more by really folding it, folding back and forth. See, it's easier to fold it when you have the line. Like so. So that's it. Once you open it, as you can see, it has more interesting texture on it than, you know, it's just plain cut. Look at the difference of the two. Well, it's all up to you. Some prefer the cleaner one, but I would love to have the more, you know, textured leaves. So let's put some texture also in this other for smaller leaf. So it's gonna be uniform. Actually, there's right tool to really do the scoring in this scoring board. I just prefer, you know, whatever is handy. Right now, I really don't know where's my scoring knife, so once I find it, I will, you know, use it again. But I really prefer the more thinner blade compared to the dull plastic one. So again, I'm just folding it back and forth to define the score line that we made earlier. Okay, so now we're done with, you know, making making a texture into our leaves. Let's set this one aside and let's work on our leaves. Oh, before I keep that, I still need it for now. So we are going to put a wire on our leaves, and I think I got this one from Pat Caton's. So the reason why we need a wire, so that we have something to hold into our stem from the leaves. At the same time, it will also give our leaves a shape. So the way how I do it is just locate your surface of choice. This is what I want because I love the texture. So I'm going to put the wire behind. And the way how I do it is just squeeze some glue. And the glue is really hot. And then just layer wire in. This is just a plain wire, but if you would have another option, I think the one that I used yesterday was so much better because it's thicker, and also this one, it has like a fabric like covered on it, which would, I assume, would hold the glue more efficiently. But this one is alright, it's not bad, it still hold the shape. So you can leave it this way, but I would like to cover mine with another green texture like this. So that's where our crepe paper would come in action. So I will show you. You just cut a strip. The way how I cut the strip, I will show it to you later. So, because I don't want to have like a visible, the hot glue sometimes when it's when it is, you know, you touch it, it would create and leave a white residue. And if we're going to make this flower as centerpieces, obviously when you are setting below, you know, below it, like you are on the table and your centerpiece is towering, obviously you would see what's behind the leaves. So although no one would really, you know, tell you that, hey, you have a hot glue on your leaves, but the more you can hide it, the better, you know. It would just show that you are particular with your details. So what I'm doing is just I'm squeezing it, you know, on the wire, and just making it sure that there's, you know, the wire is fully covered. So I would really not really think too much about this one because we will be hiding this later. So the reason why we need a wire, because you see, you can now bend the leaves, no problem, the way how you like it, because of the wire that gives it a body. So let's do with the other thing, the other leaves. But first I need another strip. And just gonna lift it and try to see how much strip do I want, and then here we go. Very easy. So now we're completely over with our scoring board, so let's just focus on our leaves. So again, let's just squeeze some glue. And lay our wire as center as we can, and use any tool that you have to press it. I would not recommend pressing it by your finger because it's hot, and leave a good number of seconds before really attempting to touch it. So the way why we do that, because first, we don't want our finger to get burned. Second, when we touch it with our finger, that's when the white residue would occur. So we don't want that. So I'm just trying to cut the edge like a little bit pointed, because I don't want it like, you know, to show it there like it's just a piece of scrap paper, you know. So by the way, you know, while the hot glue is still hot, I just realized that you can really also, you know, lay your strip of crepe paper in it. Maybe next time that's what I'm gonna do, to save me some hot glue, and at the same time to save some time. Okay, so now 2 of our leaves are ready. So now we are ready for our assembling our freestanding rose. So see you in the next video.